Everyone wants to be strong under pressure. But what if strength isn't enough? What if the goal isn't just to survive, but to actually thrive when life gets chaotic? That's what it means to become antifragile, a concept introduced by Nassim Taleb. Antifragility is not just resilience. It's a quality that allows you to grow from stress, not just endure it. And in a world that constantly throws uncertainty and pressure your way, there may be no mindset more important to develop. Let's begin by breaking down what antifragility really is. Imagine 3 types of people in a stressful situation. Say, getting stuck in a traffic jam. A fragile person gets angry. Their day is ruined. They carry that stress with them and maybe even take it out on someone else. A robust person, on the other hand, doesn't get rattled. They stay calm and move on. But the anti-fragile person? They gain from the stress. They might discover a better route, build more patience, or turn the experience into a useful lesson. Stress doesn't just bounce off them, it makes them stronger. So how do you become anti-fragile? According to Taleb, and backed by countless examples in real life, there are 3 key qualities an anti-fragile person must have. First, they must be willing to face the possibility of failure. Overprotection leads to weakness. Parents who never let their kids fall, never let them try anything difficult, or always rescue them from mistakes, raise children who crumble under pressure. If you never let yourself risk small failures, you'll never build the capacity to handle bigger ones. Growth begins where comfort ends. Second, an anti-fragile person is protected from irreversible harm. This doesn't mean avoiding all risk, it means taking smart risks. Imagine a child learning to ride a bike. You let them fall, but you make sure they wear a helmet. That's anti-fragility in practice. You allow the lesson of failure without the cost of long-term damage. It's the same in life. Take risks, but structure your life so that no single failure can ruin you. And third, the anti-fragile person learns from failure. They don't just fall and move on, they examine the fall. What went wrong? What can they do better next time? They treat failure like a teacher. This mindset builds maturity, insight, and long-term growth. It's how stress becomes fuel. Think about a bodybuilder. When they train, they're voluntarily stressing their muscles to the point of failure. They accept the possibility of failing a lift. They avoid injury by lifting within a safe range. And they learn from their performance, adjusting their routine, nutrition, and rest. That's anti-fragility at work. The weight doesn't break them, it builds them. One method Taleb suggests to build anti-fragility is the barbell strategy. It's simple but powerful. Combine extreme stability with controlled risk. Picture a barbell. On one end, you have very safe, conservative activities, like a reliable day job. On the other end, you have high-risk, high-reward ventures, like building a YouTube channel or starting a side hustle. The stable end protects you from disaster if the risky end fails. But the risky end is where the potential for explosive growth lives. For example, if someone works a steady job during the day and creates content at night, they're using the barbell strategy. If their content fails, they're still financially safe. But if it succeeds, they gain massively. The risk is real, but not fatal. And that gives them the freedom to fail, learn, and try again. That's anti-fragility in action. You can also apply this strategy financially. Again, this isn't financial advice, but consider this idea. Investing 95% of your money in ultra-safe assets and 5% in highly speculative ones. You minimize your downside, but keep the upside potential alive. That 5% might fail often, but when it hits, it can change everything. That's the power of the barbell. Downside protection, upside potential. But strategy isn't enough. You also need the right mindset. And one of the most powerful ways to build that mindset is to treat failure as data. Start making hypotheses about your decisions. If I make this kind of video, it will reach 100,000 views. Then test it. If it fails, don't just feel bad. Disprove your belief. Use the failure as evidence. What part of your assumption was wrong? And what does that teach you? Every time you disprove a false belief, you get closer to truth. Every time you refine your thinking, you build a more accurate view of the world. And a clearer view of the world makes you stronger. The same way muscles grow by breaking down and rebuilding stronger, your mind grows when your old beliefs are tested and refined. Becoming anti-fragile isn't about avoiding stress. It's about learning how to grow from it. It means taking smart risks, protecting yourself from irreversible harm, and using every failure as a lesson. Use the barbell method to structure your life. Use your failures to sharpen your thinking. Eliminate what's false, and what remains will be stronger, truer, and more useful. If you want to go deeper, I highly recommend reading Taleb's Incerto series, especially the book Antifragile. There's far more to this philosophy than I could fit into one video. But for now, remember this: don't just survive, get anti-fragile. That's how you turn stress into strength. If you found this video meaningful and interesting, drop a comment below and share your experience. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might find this content useful. And as always, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.